Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. 2024 NBA free agency signings, ranking best deals, extensions. Not all A's are created equal. Because an A is already full points on a 4.0 scale, I don't award any A+ grades. Still, there are shades of A. To differentiate the best of the best moves made so far in free agency, I've ranked all 17 of those as from best to worst based on 3 criteria: the number of other teams which would have made the same move, given the opportunity, the long-term risk and reward of the contract, creativity required to make the move happen. The latter factor is particularly key to this list. The Los Angeles Lakers re-signing LeBron James, or extensions for Donovan Mitchell, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Jason Tatum, Boston Celtics, are obviously great moves but not necessarily ones that required a lot of strategy. So I'm awarding bonus points for deals like the Sixers signing Caleb Martin and the San Antonio Spurs signing Chris Paul, using unlikely incentives to make the best use of their cap space. With that in mind, let's look back on the A grades from best to worst. Although it's not surprising Brunson reportedly agreed to the largest possible extension he could sign with the Knicks, it probably should be given how much money he's foregoing. Because Brunson's current $25 million salary is low for the star player he has become in New York, the maximum raise of 40% puts his starting salary for this extension in 2025-26 at $34.9 million. Based on the projected 10% increase in the salary cap, the maximum salary for players with 7 years of experience, like Brunson, will be $46.4 million, $11.5 million more than Brunson will make. Sure, an extension removes some risk of serious injury this season. Barring that possibility, Brunson was sure to command max offers after finishing 5th in MVP voting during a breakthrough campaign. As ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski pointed out, the length of this extension, 4 years, with the final one a player option, means Brunson could eventually recoup some of the eye-popping difference between the total value and what he could have guaranteed on a 5-year deal as an unrestricted free agent next summer, $269.1 million. Still, that's at least 3 years in which Brunson is giving up a total of about $37 million in salary as compared to a potential max deal next summer. Dinwiddie signing shows Mavericks have schooled Lakers 3 times in a row. One of the Dallas Mavericks' focuses this offseason was adding guard depth off the bench. In the playoffs, Dallas had spectacular guard play from Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, but the play of their guards off the bench wasn't up to par. While Jaden Hardy had some great moments, the play of Dante Exum was disappointing. Neither guard was able to carry consistency into the playoffs, and the Mavs addressed this issue by signing Spencer Dinwiddie to a 1-year deal. Dinwiddie was clearly the front-runner for Dallas' final roster spot, and now the Mavs land a solidified backup point guard. Last season for the Brooklyn Nets and Los Angeles Lakers, Dinwiddie averaged 10.5 points and 4.7 assists per game while shooting 39.2% from the field. It wasn't the most efficient season for Dinwiddie, but his role with the Lakers was much different than it was with the Nets. Dinwiddie was turned into a 3-and-D guard and didn't have the ball in his hands much. He also didn't start, and that was a major change from the few previous seasons he spent in Brooklyn and Dallas. While all eyes are on the Mavericks for making this underrated move for Dinwiddie, there have also been some eyes on the Lakers too, as Dallas schooled them once again. Last season, the Mavs showed interest in Dinwiddie during the middle of the season as he was a free agent after getting bought out. Despite Dallas' interest, Dinwiddie signed with the Lakers. This move upset Mavs fans at the time, but Dallas pulled the ultimate reverse card this summer as they beat out the Lakers to sign Dinwiddie. The Lakers were interested in bringing him back, but he ultimately elected to sign with Dallas. This was big news for the Mavs, as they beat out the Lakers for a free agent that they both had their eyes on. While this wouldn't have been the case a few years ago, Dallas is finally turning into a hot destination for free agents. Players want to come to Dallas as the organization provides them with a winning culture and a new family, but Dinwiddie signing with the Mavs wasn't the first time that Dallas has schooled the Lakers in free agency. It's also happened 2 other times recently, and all 3 of these moves will shape Dallas' identity next season. Lakers could revisit trade pitch for $37 million point guard ahead of deadline. The Los Angeles Lakers have made 0 splashy moves this offseason, but the franchise notorious for adding big-name talent has the assets to lay in wait and pounce when the time is right. One of Lakers' prime potential trade partners entering the summer was the Cleveland Cavaliers because of the apparent conflict of style in the backcourt between superstar Donovan Mitchell and regular star Darius Garland. Mitchell could have forced the Cavs' hand into trading him but decided instead to sign a contract extension. That left Garland lonely on the trade block, or at least that was the general idea among most national NBA insiders. However, Cleveland hired a new head coach in Kenny Atkinson who wants to keep the team's talented core of players together, at least for now, and see if he can make the chemistry work. Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports reported on Wednesday, July 24, that the Cavs have turned away all suitors interested in Garland, doing so in the context of the San Antonio Spurs' decision to sign Chris Paul after getting nowhere in trade talks with Cleveland for Garland. Cavaliers all-star guard Darius Garland was another talented ball handler the Spurs called about, sources said, although Cleveland has rebuffed any inbound trade interest for Garland to date, Fisher wrote. Circumstances could easily change, however, if events play out similarly in Northeast Ohio as they did last year, when the team was actually better with Garland out of the lineup and more off-ball talent surrounding Mitchell in various player groupings. That Garland is playing on a 5-year deal worth $197.2 million and will cost the Cavs nearly $37 million against the salary cap next year, could speed the process along if the new coaching staff decides it can build a better, more well-rounded roster. Cleveland has committed entirely to Mitchell, paying him $150.3 million on a new 3-year contract. The team also recently guaranteed 23-year-old big man Evan Mobley at least $224.2 million on a new 5-year deal, cementing his place as a pillar of the franchise. As such, salary cap concerns will unquestionably become an issue for the Cavaliers in the near future, which alone will put pressure on Cleveland to cultivate a younger and cheaper roster. Even still, fit is the more likely factor to create change in the backcourt, as both Mitchell and Garland need the basketball in their hands to maximize their talents as players. Garland's usage rate has dropped in each of the past 2 seasons since Mitchell joined the squad, and his traditional counting statistics have dipped as well from 21.7 points and 8.6 assists during his sole All-Star campaign in 2021 to 22 to 18.0 points and 6.5 assists last year, per Basketball Reference. The Cavaliers were also 17-8 without Garland during the 2023-24 campaign and 31-26 across his 57 starts on the season. The Lakers have asked LeBron James to shoulder a tremendous amount of the offensive burden over the last several years, which could become unsustainable as he enters his age 40 season coming off of a run through the Summer Olympics in Paris. James has played north of 35 minutes per game in each of the past 2 campaigns and has posted usage rates of 33.3% and 29.2%, respectively. For context, James' usage percentage ranked 18th league-wide last year, despite the fact that he was the NBA's oldest player. Garland can ease that burden by taking over point guard duties on a regular basis, which James assumes despite his listed position as a forward, and help the Lakers play more potent offense via his career 18.4 points per game average and 38.4% three-point percentage on 5.8 attempts per contest. Los Angeles has 2 unprotected first-round picks, 2029, 2031, it can trade, and the nearly $19 million expiring contract of D'Angelo Russell, which can help make the money work. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Darius Garland? Leave your opinion in the comments.